Hello, guys. I am back on the 77th day. 77th day. Get it? 77th day. And it's a Friday of this 100-day weight loss transformation, guys. I'm down to 23 days. 23 days. I'm panicking, going crazy. Don't know what to do. Yeah. Just trying to wrap this up, guys. I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, I don't know why it seems like it's getting harder and harder. I guess because we're all wrapping it up and ending it, and very, very soon. And it just seemed like every day is just getting harder and harder to post. I think because it's almost been 100 days straight. Like that's a big deal. That's a huge, huge, big deal. But normally on Fridays I come with some information like have a good time, have a great time. But I must say today was a very triggering day, and I didn't know it would be triggering. And I'll tell you this. Sometimes there are things that will trigger you, and or things you didn't think would trigger you, and until it happens, and then you realize that's a trigger for you. So I think that's what I'm going to talk about today. Some triggers. I'm not trying to keep you long because it is a Friday. But I do want to talk about it. I know the very, very, very beginning of this journey, I talked about distractions. Distractions and triggers are two different things. Okay. A distraction is something that takes your focus off. And that distraction could be a good one. It could be, you're doing something and something exciting comes along, you go with the flow, or something just can alter your day because something just has happened in the day and you may throw off your schedule. That's a distraction. But triggers are different. Triggers are things that make you basically go to a place that you don't want to be. They normally trigger you and can bring out the worst, make you want to regress. It can hinder your progress because you just don't care. You literally are bothered, and it's an internal bothersome that occurs, and it is important to understand those things. And I guess I pretty much throughout this before these 77 days, I talk about basically some of the things that I cannot do or at this state, basically, and just accepting where I am, right? But it's some things that just trigger that, and you just don't want to address it. You don't want to deal with it. So a lot of it, just put it out your mind. Don't think on it. Don't dwell on it. So I don't talk about it a lot. But it still happens. It still occurs. And it's just, it's frustrating. And it's frustrating because I hate that it triggers me. And I don't want it to have any power over me. I don't want it to have the effect that I feel like it has over me. But it happens. It happens. And to the point where I just was like, screw it. I'll just eat whatever I want to eat. And funny enough, every time I was trying to eat something that I ain't have no business eating, it didn't happen. It wouldn't happen. Like, I was like, screw it, I'll eat. Let me get some chips. How about they didn't even give me my daggone chips? Paid for it and everything. I said, well, dang, they could have at least gave me the bread. Ain't give me nothing. Ain't give me nothing. I was going to get ice cream. The place is packed everywhere. I'm like, shoot, I'm not paying $10 for no daggone ice cream. If they ain't giving me a discount, I'm not paying it. But when I tell you everything, I even said when I get home, I'm just going to eat whatever I want. The first thing somebody offered me when I come home is fruit. Like, come on. Like, Everything that I wanted, that I personally wanted to do, because I was triggered, just to forget it all and I don't care attitude. God has a funny sense of humor, because he didn't even allow the universe to align with what I wanted. But it is important to understand that you have triggers and what those triggers are. And my trigger is not being able to do those things that I used to be able to do, and having to talk about the reason why I can't do those things. That bothers me, that aggravates my soul. And that is from my car accident. I can't go into detail, but it's from my car accident. And so it's frustrating, because you weren't the cause of it. You weren't the reason why, but you have to deal with the effects after that. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Because I just want to be my old self. I wish I could say I'm fat because I'm lazy. And so again, it's just a lot that happens that comes to mind. It's a lot that I think about, I don't like to think about. So I just try to forget it. I don't like talking about it. I don't want to talk to the people involved with it. Because it just makes me more frustrated. Just makes me more frustrated. So I said I was not going to cry, but it's therapeutic to cry, because if I don't, I would really want to mess people up. I would want to be fighting and just swinging on everybody if I didn't. So that's the reality. But as you can see, it's a trigger. And but I realized today, I knew that it was a trigger, but because I could eat whatever I wanted before when it triggered me, I would just go out and get something to eat. I would just go out and I don't care mentality, and just gorge out on whatever I wanted to, as I tried to do today. But I mean, when I tell you the Lord did not allow the universe to even help me, it was, when I say God was like this, blocking everything that I could think about or I wanted to do. I thought that was funny. So that helped to bring a little humor to it, and humor to the situation. But it made me just realize, golly. And also I don't want it to have that effect on me anymore. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of it having that effect, or having that impact, like, over and over again. Like, it's like reliving a situation. Every time you got to talk about it, and then you have to go over it again. It's like, why? Like, So I don't want it to have that effect or that impact on me. So I thank God for not allowing me to have my way, if that makes sense, in having what I wanted to have and doing what I wanted to do. He didn't allow me to. And ironically, tonight, at the end of the night, had to go past a terrible accident, car accident. And it was a perfect reminder of what God kept me from. And my sister was with me. Now, she didn't realize it, but low key, I kind of had a little flashback, of seeing the vehicle, of how it was, and God saying what he showed me, what he saved me from. Every time you think you got it bad. Every time I think that I have it bad, guys. Every time I think that, God, oh man, this happened to me. I meet someone else who he had a worse situation, had a similar situation, and they're in the same boat that I'm in. So it's not like I'm the only person who's dealing with this. So God just always sends a situation or something just to remind me that you're not the only one, and yes, things like this happen, but this too shall pass, and you are overcomer. And when you are weak, that's when I am strong. And he just always sends reminders of that. And so yes, I have triggers just like everybody else. What I'm saying is you're going to have them. The good thing that you want to do is find out what those triggers are. Like I said, before today, within these 77 days, I didn't have to talk about it really, not too much, where I would just drop little information, but I can go right back out of it. And really didn't have to kind of process it. It's just on this 77th day I had to. And again, like, go through stuff. So it just, like I said, before I could eat whatever I wanted to, so I didn't care about it. Or I did not necessarily see. I knew that it had an impact on me, but I didn't see that it was a true trigger for eating. I didn't know that. Honest to God, I did not until today. So learn what your triggers are in anything, in any goal, transformation, journey, whatever, because I can guarantee you a trigger can interfere with your goal. If you allow it, or if the Lord allowed it, because sometimes he don't allow it. This was a day that the Lord just showed me these things, that they were that it's a trigger. He didn't allow me to get out of hand. He didn't allow things to bubble over, and he's making me deal with the situation at hand and learn how to deal with triggers and how to say, okay, I understand that it's designed to throw me off. It's designed to be a distraction. It's designed to throw me off course. But what am I going to do? Am I going to allow it to throw me off course? Or am I going to say, no, remember, this is a trigger. Understand that it's a trigger and learn how to cope in those moments and learn what to do. And go and move on from there. Okay. So, it's a crybaby Friday, but it had to happen. But anywho, and that's what it means technically. I didn't do it on my own strength, y'all. I wasn't consistent by my own strength. I wasn't courageous by my own strength. I wasn't diligent by my own strength. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. That's just how God decided to work today, and on my behalf, and I'm very thankful for it, because I would have looked back at those moments and said, "Daggone it, why did I do that? Like, that wasn't necessary." Like, tomorrow, I'm gonna be thinking like, "Okay, thank God I didn't do X, Y, Z." You know what I mean? Because it wasn't necessary. It just wasn't. But in the moment, it felt like it was. So I'm gonna tell you to be consistent, be courageous, and be diligent. And in your journey, in your whatever transformation you're going on, whatever journey you're taking, and when you have those triggering moments, learn from them, understand what it is, what that trigger is, grow from it, and continue to try to do your best. And if it does throw you off track, get back on track and just keep going. Sometimes you just have to keep pushing. And I've said this before. Sometimes you just have to keep going. Or sometimes you got to get back on track and go. It just so happened I couldn't be thrown off. So, and I thank the Lord for that. So, my name is Fonte. It's Tay's World. And I hope in some way any information or anything from this video can help you. I don't mean to be sad. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be a crybaby. But it's real. It's a life. It's a life, and stuff happens. All right? Pick yourself up and dust off. Pick yourself up and dust off. Okay? And keep it moving. Basically, it's the sum of it all. I'm out, guys. Peace.